So the investor visa is a particular type of visa for individuals with high net worth. So it's quite different from a lot of other visa categories because those categories generally require somebody to be very active in what they do in the UK. If you take by contrast as an example someone that's a sponsored worker, they've got a lot of restrictions in terms of needing to be in a certain place at a certain time doing certain work. Investors are very different, it's very passive. So the idea is that they will bring £2 million investment minimum to the UK. They will invest that in a UK business, and then effectively it's up to them what they do next. They can obviously be involved in that business if they would like to be, or indeed they can pursue something that's completely different if they would like to, in terms of other work in the UK, but they don't have to. So an investor can in fact just come to the UK, invest their money and just leave that investment to grow and then do whatever they would like with their time. Any individual with the required money is permitted to apply as long as they're over the age of 18. One thing that applicants should bear in mind is that the UK does have a scheme where the more money you invest, the better it is in terms of your long-term prospects for staying in the UK. So ordinarily Investor is a 5-year route, much like many other immigration routes, and that requires £2 million investment, and it's a 3-year original visa and then a 2-year extension to take you up to the total 5 years. If you invest more, for example £5 million or £10 million, you can actually take that time down. So if you invest the £5 million, you will only do the initial 3-year entry clearance and you'll be able to then apply immediately for settlement. If you invest a full £10 million, you can actually apply for settlement after 2 years in the UK, so you can accelerate your route to settlement in that way. So it's quite a straightforward application process for Investor. In terms of what the Home Office is looking for, the initial application for a visa is very much focused just on the money itself. So they need to be sure that the money is there, that it's available, it can be transferred to the UK and that the UK can receive it. So what the applicant will need to demonstrate is that they've got the required level of wealth, so a minimum £2 million. They will need to show where that money has come from. So normally that would mean that if they've had it in their own personal accounts for at least 2 years, the Home Office will be satisfied with that it's genuinely their money. If it's been less than that, the Home Office will want to explore to just check effectively that it's not a loan. So the applicant, in addition to submitting all of their personal banking accounts, which obviously may well be for a bank account that's outside the UK at the time of application, which is absolutely fine, they will also need to submit evidence of a UK banking facility. So that normally means that the applicant will need to open a specific UK bank account that the bank can confirm is ready to receive such a large volume of funds, obviously in quite a short period of time for that person arriving in the UK. There's also a requirement in this route that within 3 months of entry, the applicant has invested into the company that they intend to invest in. So it's normally good practice to be able to demonstrate what that plan is in terms of where that money is going to filter through to. So it's a couple of challenges that can arise. The first is being able to actually physically take money out of China because there are some restrictions that relate to that. So the Home Office needs to just be confident that the applicant has discussed that with their bank and is able to present evidence that they can move their money out. And then the other side is for all applicants really as well, but it's about having the banking facilities in the UK that are available. So UK banks obviously have got quite strict checks that they need to do in terms of anybody that's opening a new bank account, but where it's an overseas investor, those checks are much more stringent. So it can take quite a long time, unfortunately. I think really it's just to speak to somebody as soon as possible. If the applicant thinks that this might be a route that they're interested in, they need to have a conversation with somebody as quickly as they can do about where their money currently is to make sure that documents will be acceptable from that particular source. And if they don't already have UK banking facilities, they'll need to try and get that set up. And that might mean travel to the UK in order to, for example, present yourself at a bank to provide things like your proof of identity. So it may well be that there's a visa that's needed to actually come to visit in some circumstances. Yeah, absolutely. The investor route has actually changed quite significantly over the past couple of years. So the Home Office have made various changes in terms of the amount of money that's been required, about where that money can be invested, how that money should be invested. And we've always been on hand for clients to be able to guide them through that process. Somebody that's applying now, it should be a bit more straightforward in a way because the Home Office has sort of shrunk the investments that are acceptable. So we can certainly guide people through that, and having had experience with kind of the other types and then shrinking down to this particular one, we're well placed to be able to guide people with that.